What if your legs don't feel weak because of age, but because of something missing? Helen, 72, used to believe her legs were just getting old. She thought it was normal to feel tired after walking across the room, to need help getting up from the couch, or to sit out when her grandkids wanted to play. But it wasn't age. It was a missing vitamin. And when she added it back, something changed. In this video, I'll show you the exact vitamin most seniors over 65 are quietly lacking, and why it's more common in sunny states like Florida and California. How this one nutrient affects not just your muscles, but your balance, bones, and confidence. And a simple, natural daily routine to help your legs feel steady and energized again, without intense workouts or confusing supplements. Because if you've ever felt your strength slipping away, this isn't the end. It might be the beginning of something better. Before we dive into the science, let me introduce you to Helen. She's 72, and her story might sound a lot like yours. 2. Meet Helen, the 73-year-old who got her legs back. Helen had always been the kind of woman who stayed busy, gardening in the mornings, volunteering at the community center, taking long walks with her neighbor every evening. But a few years after turning 70, she started noticing small changes. First, it was harder to get out of bed. Then, walking across her kitchen left her feeling strangely tired. She even found herself avoiding stairs whenever she could. At first, Helen blamed it on just getting older. Her friends told her it was normal. Her doctor said it was part of aging. But deep down, Helen felt something wasn't right. She didn't feel sick. She didn't have any major medical issues. She just didn't feel strong anymore. One afternoon, after struggling to lift a basket of laundry, Helen made a decision. She went to see a different doctor, one who didn't just look at her age, but at her blood work. That's when she discovered the truth. Helen was severely deficient in vitamin D. And here's the surprising part. Helen lived in Florida. She spent time outside every day. She wasn't hiding indoors, but despite all that sunlight, her body wasn't absorbing enough vitamin D to support her muscles, her bones, or her energy. You see, as we age, our skin naturally becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Even living in sunny places like Florida or California, many seniors are quietly running low, and they don't even realize it. Biologically, vitamin D plays a critical role in muscle strength. It activates the receptors inside your muscle fibers, helping them contract properly. Without enough vitamin D, muscles become weaker, slower to respond, and more prone to injury. And it doesn't stop there. Vitamin D also helps your body absorb calcium, the mineral that keeps your bones strong. When D levels drop, bones weaken, balance suffers, and the risk of falls skyrockets. For Helen, everything started making sense. The tiredness, the heaviness in her legs, the fear of slipping. It wasn't just aging. It was her body asking for help. After just a few weeks of boosting her vitamin D through simple food changes and careful supplementation, Helen began noticing changes. She stood up from her chair without struggling. She took her evening walks again. She even danced at her granddaughter's birthday party. Helen's story isn't rare. In fact, studies show that nearly 70% of Americans over 65 have insufficient vitamin D levels. And for many, it's the missing link between struggling and thriving. Have you ever had your vitamin D levels checked? You might be surprised. Because what happened to Helen could happen to you, or someone you love. Now that you understand the power of vitamin D, let's dive deeper. Because vitamin D doesn't work alone. There's a hidden trio inside your body, and when they fall out of balance, your legs pay the price. 3. The invisible trio that keeps your legs strong. Imagine trying to build a house, but your workers don't have the right tools. That's what happens in your body when you take vitamin D, but don't give it the 2 helpers it needs to do its job. Vitamin D is powerful, but it doesn't work alone. It's part of a trio, and without all 3 working together, your muscles and bones simply can't stay strong. Let me introduce you to the invisible trio. Vitamin D, the activator for muscles and calcium. Magnesium, the co-pilot that helps vitamin D get absorbed and used. Vitamin K2, the guide that tells calcium where to go. Here's how it works. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, yes. But magnesium is the mineral that helps activate that vitamin D in the first place. Without enough magnesium, the D you take might just float around, unused. And then there's vitamin K2, the unsung hero. K2 takes that absorbed calcium and directs it to the bones, where it belongs, rather than letting it build up in your arteries or joints, which can cause stiffness or even pain. Let's look at Margaret's story. She's 75 from Oregon. She had been taking vitamin D for years, but still felt weak, especially in her legs. She assumed it wasn't working until her daughter suggested checking her magnesium levels. Turns out Margaret was deficient. So was her intake of K2, something no one had ever mentioned. They made a few simple changes. She started eating more leafy greens and pumpkin seeds for magnesium, added natto, a traditional Japanese food, and a bit of grass-fed cheese for K2. Within a few weeks, her strength improved. She could walk farther, and her knees didn't ache the way they used to. Biologically, here's what was happening. Magnesium helped activate her vitamin D. K2 guided calcium into her bones, not her joints. And together, this trio rebuilt the foundation her legs were standing on. You don't need 10 different supplements. You just need the right ones, in the right balance. Here's a simple way to remember them. D for direction. Activates your bones and muscles. M for movement. Magnesium keeps things flowing and relaxing. K2 for keep it in the right place. No calcium in your arteries. So ask yourself, are you giving your body the full support it needs? Coming up next, there's another nutrient your muscles are begging for. But most doctors never mention it. Especially if you're taking statins, this one becomes essential. Let's talk about the energy hidden inside every muscle cell and how to bring it back. Or the missing energy in your muscles. CoQ10. George used to be the strongest person in his family. At 68, he still helped carry groceries, took walks after dinner, and even volunteered to lift boxes during church cleanups. But over the past year, something changed. His legs felt heavy. Not sore, not injured, just drained. Like his muscles were trying to move through wet cement. He went to his doctor, who ran all the usual tests. Everything looks fine, they said. You're just getting older. But George knew this wasn't just age. It felt like his strength had been unplugged. Then one day, his daughter, who worked in a pharmacy, asked a simple question. Dad, are you still taking that cholesterol medicine, the statin? He nodded. I've been on it for 6 years. That's when the light bulb turned on. Statins, while important for heart health, have a hidden cost. They quietly lower your body's levels of CoQ10, a nutrient your cells need to make energy. CoQ10, or coenzyme Q10, is like the spark plug inside your muscle cells. Without it, your body can't produce ATP, your cellular fuel. And when your muscles don't have fuel, they don't work. They tire faster, recover slower, and in many cases feel like they're fading. George had no idea. No one ever told him that statins block CoQ10 production in the liver. No one explained that his tired legs might actually be a symptom, not of age, but of deficiency. He started taking a daily CoQ10 supplement, specifically ubiquinol, the active form, and within a month, he felt like someone had flipped the switch back on. His energy returned. His legs stopped feeling heavy, and that strange dull fatigue began to disappear. You might be wondering, why doesn't everyone know this? That's a fair question. Many doctors don't routinely test or recommend CoQ10, especially for muscle fatigue, unless asked. But the science is clear. CoQ10 levels naturally drop as we age. Statins accelerate that drop, and low CoQ10, low energy production in your muscles and heart. Here's the good news. Restoring it is simple. Take 100, 200 milliliters of ubiquinol per day, ideally with a meal containing fat, or add CoQ10-rich foods like sardines, mackerel, spinach, and peanuts. If you've been feeling unexplained tiredness in your legs, if you're on a statin, this might be the missing piece. Because strength isn't just about muscles. It's about cellular energy. And without CoQ10, your muscles are trying to run a marathon without fuel. Now that you've learned about the core nutrients your legs depend on, let's talk food. Because the next part of this journey is all about what you put on your plate and the 5 everyday foods that naturally feed your strength every single day. 5. Top 5 foods that feed your legs? You don't need fancy powders or expensive supplements to support your legs. In fact, some of the most powerful muscle-building, energy-supporting nutrients are sitting quietly in your fridge right now. Here are 5 everyday foods that help keep your legs steady, your balance strong, and your energy lasting throughout the day. And the best part? They're delicious, affordable, and easy to find. 1. Wild-caught salmon. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids and high-quality protein, salmon is a muscle-supporting superstar. Omega-3s reduce inflammation in aging muscles and joints, helping you move more comfortably. Salmon also provides natural vitamin D and CoQ10. 2 things we've already learned are crucial for strong legs. For best results, aim for 2 servings a week. Try it grilled with lemon or flaked into a salad for a simple lunch. 2 eggs, whole, not just whites. Eggs are one of the most complete sources of protein. But here's the catch. Most of the nutrients, like B12, choline, and leucine, an amino acid that triggers muscle repair, are found in the yolk. So skip the egg white only trend. Seniors need the whole egg to support muscle and brain health. A simple 2-egg breakfast can jumpstart your energy and keep you full until lunch. 3. Greek yogurt, full-fat plain. This isn't just a snack, it's a muscle recovery tool. Greek yogurt is high in casein, a slow-digesting protein that supports overnight muscle repair. It's also packed with calcium and probiotics, which support bone health and digestion, both of which decline with age. Have it as an evening snack with a sprinkle of cinnamon or a few berries. Bonus, cinnamon helps balance blood sugar too. 4. Leafy greens, especially spinach and Swiss chard. These greens aren't just healthy, they're strategic. They contain nitrates, which improve circulation to your muscles, helping you feel less tired and more stable on your feet. They're also rich in magnesium, vitamin K2, and antioxidants. Try sautéing them in olive oil with a pinch of sea salt, or toss them into soups, omelets, or smoothies. 5. Pumpkin seeds. Tiny but mighty pumpkin seeds are one of the richest sources of magnesium and zinc, two minerals often missing in older adults. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation, while zinc helps with tissue repair and immune health. These seeds also provide a gentle plant-based source of CoQ10. Add a tablespoon to your oatmeal or yogurt, or eat a small handful in the afternoon to prevent that 3 p.m. slump. You don't have to remember everything. Just start simple. Choose 2 foods from this list to add this week. Notice how your body feels, lighter, steadier, maybe even more energized. Because food isn't just fuel, for your legs, your bones, and your heart. It's medicine. In the next part, I want to share something just as important. Even if you're eating the right foods, there may be one daily habit that's working against you and quietly weakening your legs every single day. Let's talk about it. 6. The one habit that weakens your legs without you knowing. You're eating the right foods. You're trying your best. So why do your legs still feel weak? There's one daily habit that could be working against all your efforts. And most people have no idea it's harming them. It's sugar. Not the obvious kind, the sweet desserts or candy bars, but the hidden sugar that sneaks into your healthy foods, flavored yogurt, breakfast cereals, fruit juices, granola bars, even whole wheat bread. You might think, but I don't eat that much sugar. Here's the thing. Your body doesn't care where the sugar comes from. Once it's broken down, it spikes your blood glucose, increases inflammation, and depletes nutrients like magnesium and vitamin B1, which are critical for muscle strength and energy. Let me tell you about Carol. She's 66, lives in Texas, and eats clean. Smoothies every morning, lots of fruit, low-fat yogurt, a glass of juice with lunch. But her legs constantly felt tired. She had cramps at night. Her balance felt shaky. She couldn't figure out why. When we looked closer, the answer was simple. Her healthy diet had over 60 grams of sugar a day, twice what's recommended for someone her age. It was draining her strength. Here's what happens biologically. When blood sugar spikes, your insulin surges to bring it back down. But over time, these swings lead to muscle breakdown and nerve damage, especially in the legs and feet. You lose minerals like magnesium and B vitamins, which help your muscles contract, relax, and recover. This doesn't happen overnight, but it adds up quietly. And the worst part? Many people don't feel it until they trip, fall, or just can't walk as far as they used to. So what can you do? You don't have to cut sugar completely. You just have to become aware. Start by reading labels, especially breakfast foods, drinks, and snacks. Look for words like cane juice, syrup, concentrate, natural sweeteners that are still sugar. Choose plain Greek yogurt over flavored. Eat whole fruit instead of juice. Use cinnamon or vanilla for flavor instead of added sugar. And most importantly, don't rely on low-fat or heart-healthy labels. Many of those products hide sugar to make up for lost flavor. Carol made just 2 swaps. She switched her smoothie to include more greens and protein, and she replaced her juice with water and lemon. Within 3 weeks, her leg cramps were gone. She walked longer without fatigue. She even said, "I finally feel like myself again." Because it's not just about age. It's about what you're giving or taking away from your body every day. Now that you know the habit that might be holding you back, it's time to talk about what can move you forward. Let me show you a simple 3-step daily ritual, something you can start tomorrow morning to begin rebuilding strength, stability, and confidence from the ground up. 7. A 3-step daily ritual to support strong legs at any age. Let's make this simple. You've just learned about the nutrients your body needs and the hidden habits that can hold you back. But what if you could take everything you've learned and turn it into a quiet, powerful routine that supports your legs, your energy, and your independence? Here's a 3-step daily ritual to help your legs feel stronger, steadier, and more alive, starting tomorrow morning. Step 1. The 15-minute morning reset. Right after waking up, open a window. Step outside if you can. Let the sun hit your skin, especially your face, arms, and hands, for at least 10-15 minutes. Even if it's cloudy, even if it's cool, your body uses sunlight to activate vitamin D production. And that early light also resets your circadian rhythm, improving sleep, hormones, and mood. Pair this moment with a glass of warm water and a pinch of sea salt or lemon. It gently rehydrates and supports nerve signaling in your muscles. Step 2. The breakfast that builds muscle. Most older adults eat too little protein in the morning, and that's when your body needs it most. Here's a simple plate. 2 boiled or scrambled eggs for leucine and B12, a handful of spinach sautéed in olive oil for magnesium, K2, and antioxidants, a spoonful of pumpkin seeds or walnuts for CoQ10 and healthy fats. Optional, a small cup of plain Greek yogurt with cinnamon or berries. This combination supports muscle repair, balances blood sugar, and keeps you full for hours without the sugar crash. Step 3. The 5-minute movement that signals strength. After breakfast, take 5-10 minutes to wake up your legs. You don't need equipment. You don't need a gym. Just a few simple moves. Marching in place, gentle heel raises, light squats using the back of a chair for support, or simply walking slowly around your home or garden. These movements tell your muscles, I'm still using you. And that signal helps your body preserve strength, coordination, and circulation every single day. Let me tell you about Evelyn. She's 74 from Ohio. She felt discouraged. Her knees ached, her legs felt unstable, and she feared falling. But she started this 3-step ritual every morning. In just 2 weeks, she could rise from her chair with ease. By week 4, she was walking without holding the wall. I don't feel perfect, she said, but I feel like I'm coming back. And that's the point. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to return to yourself, the version of you that felt steady, confident, and capable. Try this tomorrow morning. Feel it for yourself, because no supplement or advice matters until you experience the shift in your own body. Now, before we close this journey, there's one last piece. It's not a food, it's not a vitamin, but it might just be the most powerful thing you can take with you moving forward. Let's talk about it. Oit. This isn't just about vitamin D or magnesium or breakfast routines. It's about what those things give you back. Moments of freedom, a sense of stability, the quiet confidence that your body still listens when you care for it. Too many people believe that once you turn 70, weakness is inevitable. That pain, fatigue, and the fear of falling are just things you have to live with. But now you know better. You've learned the real reasons behind tired legs and slow steps. You've seen how the right nutrients, D, K2, magnesium, CoQ10, can rebuild from the inside out. And you've discovered how a few simple habits repeated daily can shift everything. Not all at once, but gently, day by day, like Helen, like George, like Evelyn, like you. Maybe you've felt discouraged lately. Maybe you've blamed yourself for slowing down, or felt like the best days were behind you. But your body is not broken. It's simply been waiting for the right support. And the moment you give it that, the change begins. So here's my invitation. Start small. Pick one thing from this video and try it tomorrow. Just one. Then notice what shifts. Because sometimes all it takes is one tiny change to begin coming back to life. And when you're ready, I have something else for you. There are certain foods that look healthy, but quietly steal your energy after 60. And most people eat them every single day without knowing. If you found this video helpful, the next one you should watch is the 5 foods that quietly drain your strength after 60. I'll meet you there. Until then, take care of yourself, because your body still listens, and it's never, ever too late to come back stronger.